Welcome to the Contenders. I'm your host, Peg Young. April is the time when salmon actually go back to their birthplace to lay eggs in the rivers that flow into the East Sea by Korea. And of course, watching these salmon make us feel the force and the will to life. April indeed is the time that we realize how powerful life is and rebirth is. Let's welcome today's contenders onto the stage. Thank you very much for joining us. We have the Tartine team, Bonnie Kim and Christine Han. I understand that you are students studying and you met at the library actually here in Korea. So share with us a little bit about yourselves.
Yeah, that's right. We met at the National Assembly Library in the cafeteria. And we're both doing research on our dissertations and we've been friends ever since.
Okay, well, welcome to our stage and good luck to you today.
Thank you.
Going against the Tartine team, we have DNT, Jung Da-hoon, and Im Tae-guk. So tell us about yourselves.
We're both university students, and actually we met at the basic training, and since then we've been friends for 5 years, and we're just here to have fun.
And of course, DNT you took from D and T, the first letters of your names, right?
That's correct.
Da-hoon and Tae-guk. Well, welcome to our stage, all of you, and good luck. And now let us begin the quiz. In our first section, we'll give you 10 multiple choice questions. If you get all 10 correct, we get to give you 50 bonus points. Hopefully, we'll get to do that for both teams today. If you get a question wrong, we stop there and give you the sum points up to that point. If you're not sure about a certain question, then you can call out chance just once, and we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices and give you a better chance at the correct answer. Now, Tartine team, if you're ready, please choose among question sets Q, U, I, and Z. Z? Okay, we'll go with Z. Question number 1. What word fits into the line by T.S. Eliot? Blank is the cruelest month. 1 March, 2 April, 3 May, 4 July.
2 April.
And we go to question 2. Of the following, which is not a player through which you can see movies? 1 DVD player, 2 MP3 player, 3 the VTR, and 4 laser disc player.
2 MP3 player.
The MP3, of course, plays back music. And we go to question 3. Which is known as the sunshine vitamin? 1A, 2D, 3B, 4C.
4C.
Actually, it is vitamin D that is known as the sunshine vitamin because we actually, in our skin, there is actually a reaction that produces vitamin D when we get sunlight. Anyway, I know it's being under the lights and it kind of takes you by surprise to be having like the audience behind you and whatnot. But we have lots of the quiz ahead and you can make up the points. You end the section with 20 points. Now, DNT, you have the choice of Q, U, or I.
Q, please.
We'll go with question set Q, number 1. Of the following, which is a holiday in April in Korea? 1 Arbor Day, 2 Parents' Day, 3 Children's Day, and 4 Valentine's Day.
Number 1.
That's right. The 5th is Arbor Day in Korea. And DNT, we go to question 2. Of the following, who is not a Korean player playing in the Netherlands Soccer League? 1. Park Ji-sung, 2. Song Jong-guk, 3. Go Jong-soo, and 4. Lee Young-pyo.
Number 3.
Lee Jong-soo is not. And we go to question number 3. If a film's objective is to shock, disgust, or repel its audience, what film genre is it most likely associated with? 1 horror, 2 musical, 3 gangster, and 4 western.
Number 1.
And do you have a favorite horror film?
I hate horror films.
You hate horror films in
hate
general.
horror films.
Yeah, I really don't like horror films either. We go to question number 4. Which country's famous people include Van Gogh and Bruegel? 1, the Netherlands, 2, Spain, 3, Switzerland, and 4, Belgium.
Number 1.
And D&T, you can still use chance, and we go to question number 5. What does TID mean on a doctor's prescription? 1, to be taken orally, 2, 3 times a day, 3, do not exceed stated dosage, and 4, tongue in the mouth. If you're not sure, you can call out chance.
Chance, please.
And we'll take away 2 of the incorrect choices.
Number 2. Oh.
Yes.
Oh, that's right.
3 times a day. I'm so glad you didn't change your mind.
Actually, I thought you erased those 2.
And we go to question number 6. What organization did Henri Dunant found after visiting a battlefield? 1, International Red Cross, 2, Médecins Sans Frontières, and 3, World Vision, and 4, UNICEF.
Number 4.
He founded the International Red Cross. And D&T, you end this section ahead with 50 points. Congratulations. And now this is a section I always look forward to. We get to see how well you partners work together. Tartine, if you're ready, please take your position next to me. And of course, this is the category where you give hints to your partner and try to have the partner guess what you're trying to get at. You chose the category in art class. Are you into art?
I'm an art history major, so yeah.
Who is your favorite artist?
I don't really have one. Maybe Matisse.
Okay, are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Go.
Okay, this is Kante. The other word from Kante is
Crayon.
Okay, this is an object that you would take to a museum to draw pictures in.
Easel.
It's a small sort of handheld thing that you use with pencils.
Notepad.
Pass. Okay, this is the word that you said before. It starts with an E.
Easel.
Okay, this starts with a C. Used to paint on it.
Canvas.
Starts with an M. He paints frescoes during the Renaissance. M, artist. The chapel, Sistine Chapel. Pass. This starts with an S. Landscapes often use these sorts of images. Pass. Okay, this starts with a P, and it's a form of Kante crayon that you would use to make really
pastel.
Exactly. This starts with a C, and it's a cartoon figure. It's another word for cartoon figure. It starts with a C.
Caricature.
This starts with an M. Very famous painting in the Louvre. Japanese.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah. Pass. Genre paintings. Joseon Dynasty.
Kim Hongdo.
Starts with an S. You use wood, metal, or
Sculpture.
Starts with a P. Koreans are famous for the celadon.
Porcelain.
Also known as the regular word for it is pass.
Kunchong.
This is another word for studio in French. Starts with an A.
Atelier.
The Joseon Dynasty movie that just came out starts with a C.
Chiwason.
Venus, the Florence painter, starts with a B.
Botticelli.
Starts with a C. Lots of images put together.
This proved to be a very good section for you. We could see how well you knew your stuff in art. Well, you had Notepad, but we were looking for Sketchbook. And you passed on Michelangelo, the Sistine ceiling, and scenery was what she was going for with the background and the paintings. And instead of punchong or porcelain, we were looking for pottery.
Pottery.
And you passed also on dessin, which is a sort of sketching. And you did great in this section. You end the section with 130 points. And D&T, if you're ready, please take your position next to me. Now, the category you chose was comedy films.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Yes. One of my favorites is American Pie. Yeah, that's a hilarious movie. You can watch.
Okay, we'll see if that's on your list. Are you ready?
Ready?
Go.
Pass. Korean comedian. He made a film.
이경규.
No. Famous one. C.
Pass.
Pass. Pass. Start with A. Meyer.
Austin Power.
Yes. W. W.
Woody Allen.
Well, it's kind of a comedy.
Slapstick.
No.
Deadpan.
No.
Black comedy.
Yes. Pass. Pass. Scoop.
Parody.
Pass. Tuxedo. Hysteria.
Jackie Chan.
Yes. This is a Korean famous film. Hysteria. Start with a pass. Start with a B.
Ben Stiller.
Yes. Pass. C.
Charlie Chaplin.
D&T, you had a pretty tough time with our list there. I think you broke out into laughter because, I don't know, maybe our list made you a little bit nervous. But your partner did a great job of guessing the correct answers, despite you giving just the first letter of the names. It was pretty stunning, actually, the B, and then he gave Ben Stiller. That was pretty great. You passed on a few direct names and names of movies. One that you didn't get to is 용가리 maker 심영래. And
Yes.
let's see. You passed also on Park Jung-hoon's movie Hallelujah. But you did okay for this section. However, Tartine actually, it's in the lead, 130 points. Congratulations. Now, this is a section that many of us wait for. Mr. Kim Jin-sung will come out with the questions. Well, it's a pretty close game, and you saw them flip-flop in the first two sections. What
Yes.
do you think?
Interesting reversal there. They did pretty well. I just thought that they were too busy enjoying themselves, D&T, to actually care about their points, which is good. You're out here to have fun, but we'll see what happens in this next round.
What are the rules?
Okay, this next round is a round of 15 multiple choice questions. Each question is worth 30 points. That's 450 points in total. The first team that buzzes in can answer, and if the team gets the answer wrong or does not arrive at the answer at all, then the question will go over to the other team. And in the case that both teams are not able to answer the question, we will give you a spelling hint. And you have 5 seconds to answer, and wait for this lady to call on your names before you answer. Yeah.
And let's have question number 1.
Okay, question number 1 is about a writer. In celebration of the 200th anniversary of this person's birth, there will be a touring exhibit in Korea of this person's manuscripts and books until October. He is a unique master of fairy tales whose stories are famous throughout the world. Who is this Danish writer?
Tartine.
Anderson.
Yes. Hans Christian Andersen is the man we were looking for. And D&T, I'd like to encourage you to buzz in quickly. And we go to question number 2.
Okay, question number 2 is about an invention. The man who won the first Nobel Prize for Physics in 1901 for a discovery that revolutionized science refused to make any money out of it and died a pauper. The man's name is Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen. What did he discover?
Tartine.
X-ray.
DNT, I saw that you knew the answer, but you didn't buzz in time. Tartine, you're doing a great job of buzzing in quickly. You are increasing your lead 190 versus DNT's 120 points. However, of course, this game remains very close since each question is worth 30 points. Let's have the next one.
Okay, next question is about food. This food can help to identify cervical cancer in women, according to doctors. It is comprised of water and 5% acetic acid. When this solution is placed on the cervix, it turns potentially cancerous tissue white. This sour liquid may be produced from a variety of materials, apples or grapes. What is this?
DNT. DNT?
Acid.
Vinegar.
Final answer.
Vinegar.
Yes, very good. I saw you mouthing to each other, what's the word, what's the word? Yes, in English we were looking for vinegar. Very good, it's good to see you on the board. And let's go on to the next question.
Okay, next question is about weapon. This bomb is enough to fry computers, blind radar, silence radios, trigger power outages, and disable electronic ignitions in vehicles and aircrafts. It produces powerful
DNT.
Atomic bomb.
Tartine, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
It produces powerful but brief pulses of microwaves that can incapacitate electronic equipment without damaging buildings or harming people. What is this bomb?
Tartine.
E-bomb.
Yes. We'll go on to question number 5.
Okay, question number 5 is about a country. During the summit meeting of this organization, which is to take place in Thailand in October, the summits will be provided bulletproof passenger cars of the new BMW 7 Series line. Currently, 21 countries are members of this organization, and it was founded to increase economic cooperation in the Asian Pacific Rim. What is this organization?
DNT.
APEC.
It's good to see you on the board, DNT. 180 versus Tartine's 220, and we go to question 6.
Okay, question number 6 is about music. This musician was born in 1936 in Bombay, India. He was the orchestral conductor and musical director of the Los Angeles Philharmonic, the New York Philharmonic, and Israel Philharmonic Orchestra.
Tartine.
Zuameda?
Yeah. And of course, he performed with the Wien Philharmonic Orchestra in Changyeongju in Korea this month. So, Tartine, you're increasing your lead, and we go to the next question.
Okay, number 7 is about sport. This sports star practiced rounds at Colonial.
Tartine.
Pakseri.
Good guess, but DNT, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
Practiced rounds at Colonial in the past few months, and she's gearing up for the PGA Tour by playing the back tees on her home course against the men. She has a sponsor's exemption to play in the Colonial on May, making her the first woman in 58 years to compete in the PGA Tour. Who is this woman golfer?
5 seconds, DNT. DNT.
Sorenstam.
Yes. So Anika Sorenstam is going to give the men some competition. And we go to question 8.
Okay, question number 8 is about an actor. This 65-year-old actor is number 2,220, located on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. A 3-time Oscar nominee for his roles in Driving Miss Daisy and The Shawshank Redemption.
Tartine.
Morgan Freeman?
And of course, he's already appeared in 47 movies. And we go to question 9.
Okay, question number 9 is about an element. This was first recognized as an element in 1818 by Jöns Jacob Berzelius, a Swedish chemist. It is more commonly found together with the sulfides as the selenides in ores of such metals as iron, lead, silver, and copper. There is an abundant amount of this in broccoli, onions, and cabbages. What is this element, which was recently found to be an effective food supplement and nutrient against cancer?
This is found in broccoli, onions, and cabbage. And we'll take a look at the spelling hint. Tartine.
Selenium.
Yes. Once again, DNT, it remains a close game. Please take a chance and buzz in, and let's go to the next question.
Okay, number 10 is about economy. Recently, the Korean government has been discussing the formation of funds for this market. In finance, this is a loan contract issued by local, state, and national governments and by private corporations specifying an obligation to return borrowed funds. What is this?
An obligation to return borrowed funds. Why don't we take a look at the spelling hint? D&T.
Bond.
Yes, bonds. And let's go on to question number 11.
All right, number 11 is about job. According to a recent survey in a French magazine, the French people have absolute trust in the people of this occupation and no trust for politicians. What is this job which is associated with the color red and the numbers 119 or 911?
D&T. D&T?
Rescue.
Rescue.
Ambulance.
Tartine, I'll give you 5 seconds. Fireman? Oh. Tartine.
Fireman?
Yes. Oh, D&T, I think you knew what you were looking for. Firefighter was
in Korean, you were thinking 소방, 소방, 소방.
Yeah, firefighter was what we were aiming for. You did a great job, Tartine, of getting that. And of course, once again, I'd like to remind you that since this is you're going against a different team, you have to wait for me to call out your team names before you share your answers with us. Okay, and we go to question number 12.
Okay, number 12 is about science. In March, US-based Motorola said that it expected to sell just a few 100,000 of its handsets for fast 3G mobile phone networks this year, and the industry hopes that more than 20 operators throughout Europe will start selling 3G services to consumers this year. What does 3G stand for?
3G stands for this, and we'll take a look at the spelling hint. D&T.
3 generation.
Tartine, 5 seconds.
Third
Tartine. Tartine, you're increasing your lead, and we go to the next question.
Okay, number 13 is about a city. Where is the capital city of entertainment? The city is famous as a unique year-round desert resort. The city's commercial core is a strip.
D&T.
Las Vegas.
Yes, Las Vegas. And of course, it's in Nevada, US, and D&T, you are 270 versus Tartine's 370. And we go into question 14 now.
Okay, number 14 is about computer. This is the world's leading trade show for information technology, telecommunications and networks and software services, which takes place annually every March. In the US, there is Comdex, and in Germany, there is this. What is the name of this fair which took place until March 19th in Hanover in Germany?
The European version of Comdex. Why don't we take a look at the spelling hint? D&T.
Cobex.
Tartine, 5 seconds. Tartine?
Cobox.
We were looking for CEBIT, which is short for Center of Business Information, Technology, and Telecommunication. But good guesses. We'll go to the last question. 15, please.
Okay, number 15 is about film. Jennifer Lopez is teaming up with Richard Gere in this film, the Miramax Films remake of
D&T.
Wedding planner.
And Tartine, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
the Miramax Films remake of the top-grossing Japanese film. This movie was also popular in Korea when it opened in theaters in 2000. The movie's title is the same as the title of the theme song of the musical The King and I. What is this film?
Tartine.
Shall we dance?
And with that, Tartine, you get to go on to the finals. Congratulations. Well, D&T, I think you had a good time with us today. And so, well, I know you have supporters and friends back home who are watching. What do you want to say to them?
We had a fun, you know.
Actually, we've been look kind of silly, I think. And
But
yeah,
as long as we have fun, it's okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for being with us. And now, Tartine, we'll be seeing you at the finals, and we'll be right back after this. Team, and let's welcome back the Supercat team. Welcome back to our team, Supercat, Toby Anderson and Marie Choi. Of course, you are a married couple again, and of course, you've won tickets to Jeju Island.
Yeah, that's
and
great.
I know your friends and family had something to say.
Oh, you know, they're very happy for us. Little baby Supercat at home was so proud and happy that we're doing her name justice.
Okay, well, it's good to have you back. Good luck to all of you today, and now let us begin the final section. Now, in this section, we give you 5 categories of questions, 10 to 50 points each. If you get a question correct, you get to choose the next question. And if you get it wrong, the chance to answer goes over to your opponents. What are today's categories?
Okay, today's categories are Enfants Terribles, Coming Soon, Fairy World, Famous Russians, and Western History.
And of course, Enfants Terribles means astonishing kids, right? Children or young people who surprise us with their incredible ability to do things. And so I get to choose the first question, and I will choose Enfant Terrible for 10 points. This person, one of the most promising young artists in Southeast Asia, is only 17 years old. She released 2 albums and 8 singles last year and made a total of over 8 million yen. She is indeed a true enfant terrible. Last month, she received the Golden Disc Award in Japan. She sings in Korean, Tartine, Coco. Supercat, it's your chance to answer, and I'll finish the question. In Korean, Japanese, and English, what is the name of this Korean singer whose songs include Listen to My Heart, Number 1, and Valenti? Supercat, 5 seconds.
Boa? Oh, sorry, Boa?
Yeah. And of course, she's going to sing the publicizing song for Seoul, Boa. And Supercat, you're already on the board. You get to choose.
Go with Fairy World for 10 points, please.
Fairy World for 10 points. This type of fairy is a female divinity associated with various natural objects. They were not immortal, but were extremely long-lived and were on the whole kindly disposed towards men. They were distinguished according to the sphere of nature with which they were connected. The Oceanids, for example, were connected with the sea, and Calypso and Echo were also famous blanks. What is this fairy? Tartine.
Siren?
Supercat, 5 seconds. Supercat?
Pixies?
Now, Oceanids were connected with the sea. The Dryads were connected with the woods. And, of course, Calypso and Echo were of this Tartine.
Eads? Oh, sorry. Eads?
Supercat, 5 seconds. Supercat.
Aenid or Enid?
Actually, we're looking for nymph. And I will choose Coming Soon for 10 points.
For 10 points, this question is multiple choice. You only have one chance to answer. Listen carefully and answer. The soon-to-be-released Taxi 3 is a comic action film that involves a cop and a taxi driver. Of the following, Taxi 3 is a movie of which country? Number 1, US, number 2, Japan, number 3, France, number 4, UK.
Tartine.
Number 1.
Supercat, you have a chance to answer. 5 seconds. Supercat.
Japan?
Nope, we were looking for France. Taxi is the movie, of course, of France. I think, Tartine, you were thinking of Taxi Driver, and that is an American film with De Niro.
I'm surprised they didn't get this. I guess it's not a very big hit back in the States or in Canada.
I think I saw it on the video shelf, but I didn't look carefully.
Yeah, it's a Luc Besson movie.
Yeah, it's a pretty big film. But anyway, why don't we go with famous Russians for 10 points?
Famous Russians. Of the following, who is not a Russian artist? Number 1, Rachmaninoff. Number 2, Tchaikovsky. Number 3, Prokofiev. Number 4, Rubinstein.
Tartine.
Rubinstein.
Yes, he is a Polish-born, U.S.-American pianist. And Tartine, it's good to see you on the board. You guys are even at 10 points, and Tartine, you get to choose.
We'll take Enfant Terrible for 20 points.
Okay, Enfant Terrible for 20 points.
Can you just say it wrong just so it can make me feel better? Because, anyways, yeah.
Okay, terrible infants, right? Terrible children, or astonishing children. Within the course of one short year, the exotic jazz chanteuse with the smoky voice and eyes skyrocketed from complete unknown to critics' darling to unlikely mainstream megastar, with this upward trajectory culminating in an astounding 8-trophy sweep at the 45th Annual Grammy Awards, winning every category in which she was nominated, including Best New Artist and Album, Record, and Song of the Year. Tartine.
Nora Jones?
Yeah. And of course, she was born in 1979, and of course, we all know the song Don't Know Why.
No, we don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
okay.
But I've
Okay. Tartine, you get to choose.
Western history for 10.
Western history for 10 points.
Hello everyone at the Contenders. My name is Seol Hae-shim and I'm a professor at History Department, Yonsei University. Learning about Western history is a good way to better understand today's generation. Let's see how much you understand about Western history. Ancient Egypt is important in Western history, so let's start off with a question about Egypt. Of the following, which of these was not the name of Egyptian pearl? 1. Tutankhamen. 2. Khufu. 3. Ramses. 4. Gilgamesh.
Tartine.
4.
Yes. Ramses was a pharaoh of Egypt, whereas Gilgamesh is a Sumerian king. And of course, Tartine, you are ahead at 40 versus Supercat's 10. This is the beginning of this section of the game, so we've got lots of points ahead. Tartine, you get to choose.
Western history for 20, please.
Western history for 20 points.
In modern history, this is the process of change from an agrarian handicraft economy to one dominated by industry and machine manufacturing.
Supercat.
Industrial Revolution?
Yeah. And of course, Toynbee, the English economic historian, first brought this word to light, and we use it often now. And Supercat, you've caught up 30 points versus Tartine's 40. You get to choose next.
Western history for 30 points?
Staying with the same category, Western history for 30 points.
This was issued by King John of England at Runnymede under compulsion from the barons and the churches in 1215. This is the most famous document of English constitution.
Tartine.
The Magna Carta?
Yes. And of course, this is the foundation for many modern constitutions. Tartine, you're increasing your lead and you get to choose.
Enfant terrible for 30, please.
Enfant terrible for 30 points. According to foreign media, an elementary school is cashing in on a wardrobe decision by this pop singer. She wears a Wilkesboro Elementary School t-shirt in the video for her song, Skater Boy. She is one of Newsweek's Tartine.
Avril Lavigne?
Yes. And of course, her first single was Complicated, and she also has, the 17-year-old Canadian singer also has I'm With You, which is another popular
She's
song.
Canadian too.
I don't think my thing's working.
Let's try it out.
Let's try it out.
No, just
Try it
joking.
out.
No, let's try it out.
See,
No,
it's
it's working just fine.
We're fine.
No Canadian pride. That's what it is.
Well, okay, Tartine, you are ahead at 100 versus Supercat's 30 points, but of course we've got lots of points ahead, so Supercat, don't lose hope. And Tartine, you could choose.
Enfant terrible for 40.
Enfant terrible for 40 points. The 16-year-old son of an Argentine soccer hero has been offered on loan to the Scottish First Division club Clyde. Italian news agency ANSA quoted this young soccer player's mother and manager as saying offers had been made from 2 Scottish Premier League clubs. He joined Napoli's youth program in 1997. His father, a famous soccer hero, has never acknowledged the child as his son despite positive DNA tests taken in 1993. Who is this young soccer player? He was in the news quite. The father and son have the same name. Supercat.
Pele. That's the only soccer player.
Tartine, 5 seconds. Tartine?
Maracendo.
Okay. Let's think. We saw Pele already. Who's the other soccer player you know?
Alexei Lalas?
No. 5 seconds, both teams. Buzz in. Tartine?
Ronaldo.
Supercat, 5 seconds. Supercat?
An Jung-won.
We were looking for Maradona Jr. Yeah, Pele, Maradona. Ah,
Oh,
well.
that guy from PNS would have eaten up this question. Right?
Yeah, he loves soccer.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. I will choose Fairy World for 20 points. In Germanic mythology, this is a type of fairy, usually represented as tiny people. They are said to dwell in forests, in the sea, and in the air. Although they can be friendly to man, they are more frequently vengeful and mischievous. They came to be indistinct from fairies, though both older classics such as Johann Wolfgang von Goethe's poem The Blank King and such modern classics as J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Tartine.
Elf?
Yes. Treat them as a distinct type. And Tartine, you get to choose.
Famous Russians, 20.
Okay, famous Russians for 20 points.
For 20 points. Who is the first Russian writer who comes to mind? It is probably Tolstoy, but this Russian novelist is no less notable than Tolstoy. This novelist and short story writer whose psychological penetration into the darkest
Tartine.
recesses.
Dostoevsky?
Yep. And of course, he wrote Crime and Punishment and the Brothers Karamazov. Tartine, what would you like?
Famous Russians, 30.
Okay, staying with the same category, famous Russians for 30 points.
This Russian surname, Blank, is Russian for debauched one. He did not become a monk, but gained a reputation for his ability to heal the sick and predict the future.
Supercat.
Rasputin?
Yes. And of course, he was appreciated because he had this great ability to heal the hemophiliac heir to the throne for Emperor Nicholas II and Empress Alexandra. And it's good to see you on the board, Supercat. You're catching up at 60 versus Tartine's 140, and you get to choose.
Anything. Coming soon.
Coming soon for 20.
Coming soon for 20 points.
For 20 points. Can a sequel exceed the popularity of its original version? In this movie's sequel, which is to open in May, the characters in its first part have opponents new and old to face this time around. Magneto is back, but there's also a threat.
Supercat.
X-Men 2.
And of course, it's directed by the director of Usual Suspects, Bryan Singer, and it actually stars Halle Berry. But of course, her status is very different now because she won the Academy. So.
Did you see Halle Berry being kissed quite how should I say it?
Violently?
Yes, yes. Did you see that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Anyway. What would you like?
Oh yeah, it's not me.
What would you like?
I guess the same category for 30 points.
Okay, coming soon for 30 points.
That's what I was gonna do. I don't know who I am is this movie's memorable quote. In Korea, this movie is to open in theaters in July. This film is based on a cartoon of Marvel Comics and was also a popular TV series.
Supercat.
The Hulk?
Yeah. And of course, the guy who did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Ang Lee, is going to be directing the Hulk, which is such an interesting move for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I presume that if you are a director, then you should be able to direct all genres. And I think that's the kind of recognition I would want if I was a director as well.
And as an actor, that's the kind of versatility you'd like to show?
Yeah, sure. Like, you know, be an ID9 TV and MC and do other things at the same time. Sure.
All right. Well, you get to choose again.
We'll stick with the same category. Coming soon for 40, please.
Okay, coming soon for 40 points.
This movie, which is opening in theaters in April after a long production period of 5 years, is a science fiction animation. This is its first theatrical feature and the most expensive animation in Korean film history. It is especially notable that it attempted two-dimensional and three-dimensional miniature composition throughout the whole film for the first time in the world. What is the title of this movie, directed by Kim Moon-sang?
Kim Moon-sang is the director. Now, it is the first Korean animation film to have involved over 1 million won in its production process. It's been talked about in the industry for quite a while now. And, okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. Tartine.
벽돌.
Well, Supercat, 5 seconds. Supercat?
The Mashimaro movie.
Well, no, we were looking for Wonderful Days, which is the title of this movie to be opening in this month, actually. Now, Supercat, you're 110 versus Tartine's 140. This is a very close game. I get to choose the next question, and I will go with, Fairy World for 30 points. In Greek mythology, this is a creature half bird and half woman who lured sailors to destruction by the sweetness of her song. Supercat.
Sirens?
Yes. Tartine, I thought you would get it since you had that as an answer for the first question. And of course, according to Homer, there were 2 between the Sea of Aeaea and the rocks of Scylla. And then later on, there came to be 3 sirens traditionally off the coast of Italy near Naples. And of course, they are said to be the vicious daughters of the sea god Phorcys or the river god Aeschylus. And, well, Supercat, with that, you have moved up to 140 versus Tartine's 140. So you guys are even now, and you get to choose.
How about let's finish Coming Soon for 50 points, please?
Closing out the category, Coming Soon for 50 points.
For 50 points. Solaris, which opens in mid-April, is about a troubled psychologist who comes to investigate strange events at an isolated space station.
Supercat.
George Clooney.
Tartine, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
When it opened in theaters in the US, the film was originally given an R rating primarily due to a pair of shots of George Clooney's nude rear end. But its director appealed the decision, citing that similar content had appeared on network television. He won the appeal, and the movie was granted a PG-13 rating. What is the name of this director who won an Oscar in 2000 with his movie, Traffic?
Tartine, 5 seconds. Tartine.
Steven Soderbergh?
Yes. And he's had a slew of really popular hits, Ocean's 11, Aaron Brockovich. And Tartine, you're again in the lead, 190 versus Supercat's 140. This, however, remains a very close game since everything we have left now has very high points. And Tartine, you get to choose.
Famous Russians for 40?
Famous Russians for 40 points. For 40 points. This person studied in Russia and Germany, and after working with Pasteur in Paris, he introduced the theory of phagocytosis, that certain white blood cells are able to engulf and destroy harmful substances such as bacteria. For his work on immunity, he received the 1908 Nobel Prize.
Tartine.
Jonas Salk.
Supercat, it's your chance to answer, and he'll finish the question.
He received the 1908 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. He developed a theory that lactic acid bacteria in the digestive tract could, by preventing putrefaction, prolong life. Who is this Russian zoologist and microbiologist?
Supercat, 5 seconds. Okay. Tartine?
Metsnikov?
And of course, in Korea, we have a yogurt named after the scientist. And did you notice, have you noticed that, I think yogurt, or like science involving like the internal health of our bodies, is very developed, and like common people know a lot about it because we have such developed yogurts here in the market in Korea.
I would say like the Korean people are very obsessed with health issues. And you have people who sleep on jade stones to you know, promote, I don't know exactly what it does, but
it like improves circulation, you know.
Yeah.
Like boosts
I don't think
ki.
it would improve mine. I just wouldn't like stones embedded in my back while I'm sleeping.
Anyway, Tartine, you're moving ahead, and you get to choose.
Famous Russians, 50.
Famous Russians for 50 points.
Okay, for 50 points. This physicist worked to develop the Soviet Union's first hydrogen bomb, but in 1961 he opposed Khrushchev's plan to test a 100-megaton hydrogen bomb in the atmosphere. In 1968, he published in the West, Progress, Coexistence, and Intellectual Freedom. He and his wife continued to advocate civil liberties and reform in the Soviet Union. Who is this nuclear physicist and an outspoken advocate of human rights?
In 1975, he received the Nobel Peace Prize, but was forbidden to travel to Oslo to receive it. He was in the news. Think of the physicist who worked to develop the Soviet Union's first H-bomb. Five seconds. The scientist we were looking for is Andrei Sakharov. Why don't we go with Fairy World for 40 points. In Scandinavian folklore, this fairy type is dwarfish or gigantic, and it lives in caves and hills. Tartine.
Troll.
Yep. And of course, if you travel to the region like Norway, for instance, you'll notice a lot of these troll sculptures in the shops. And Tartine, you get to choose.
Western history, 50.
Western history for 50 points.
When talking about Western history, we cannot go without mentioning religion. In Roman Catholicism, this is a papal judicial institution that combated heresy and such things as alchemy, witchcraft, and sorcery. The name is derived from Latin verb inquiro, which means inquire into. In
Tartine.
The Inquisition?
Yes. And of course, it is the tribunal of the Roman Catholic Church established for the investigation of heresy, the Inquisition. And in 1231, it begins as Pope Gregory IX assigns Dominicans responsibility for combating it. And we have just one question left on the board, Fairy World, for 50 points. Who is the King of Fairies? This character is the king of the fairies in Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. It serves as a magical counterpart to the human males, and thus, in his relationship to Titania, provides a different view of love and the relationship with the beloved. The magic that this character chooses to teach Titania a lesson with is responsible for all the comic misadventures of the plot. What is this character's name? The King of Fairies. 3-syllable name. And of course, the fourth satellite of Uranus also shares this name. Tartine. Tartine?
Jupiter.
Supercat, 5 seconds. Well, the name we were going for was Oberon. Oh, gosh. And with that, we have Tartine, our new winner. Congratulations.
Various prizes are awaiting our winning contenders. Your first win will take you on a trip to Jeju Island. Your second win to Japan. Your third win will take you to China. And on your fourth win, you'll win a trip to Southeast Asia. On your fifth win, a trip to Hawaii. Your sixth win, a trip to the United States. And on your seventh win, you'll take the grand prize of a tour of Europe. We hope many of you join us.
We had quite a few answers on the board today. I think that you knew, but it just didn't come to mind at the moment. Supercat, you already have a win under your belt, but I know that you have a last comment for us as you go.
Well, I guess we'd just like to thank you and thank all of our supporters, our co-workers and friends and students. And
I'm just surprised we won the first time.
Oh, yeah. They're good. They got fast thumbs, this team. They're good.
Well, it was great having you guys, and congratulations again on your win for Jeju Island.
Thank you.
And now, Tartine, this is your first win. You have tickets to Jeju Island as well. Now, I asked Supercat last week if they were satisfied. Are you satisfied with this, or are you going to go all the way to Europe?
Well, we'd love to go to Europe, but we're sort of surprised to have won this first one, so we'll see.
It might be better just to go for a short trip right now. And,
yeah, exactly.
You know,
Hey.
You know.
We got to encourage them to go all the way
You
to
should have
Europe.
it the other way around. Like first one is Europe, and then 7th one is Jeju Island. Yeah, that's a great idea, right? Actually, we might make that right now, like the protocol. You know, so you have a trip to Europe. So enjoy yourself. And,
We've got to talk to the PD about that. Tartine, it's great having you. Congratulations. And we'll be seeing you again next week. Congratulations. And so with that, we have a new first-time winner, the Tartine team. Tune in next week, same time, for their return. Bye-bye.